According to Japanese legend, the mythical Stone of Death, located in Japan, captivated the spirit of a demon 1,000 years ago. Officially called Seisho Seiki, this volcanic stone is rumored to contain the mythical Tamamo no Mei, also known as the nine-tailed fox. Now, with frequent downpours eroding the soil, the rock has cracked, sending people into a state of frenzy as they fear the demon has broken free, according to nypost.com. Seisho Seiki is a volcanic rock located in the Nasu Mountains, in the Tochigi Prefecture area. The area is famous for its sulfurous hot springs. The stone is considered cursed, and Japanese legend has it that anyone who comes into contact with the rock will die. However, this legend is probably related to the fact that next to the artifact there is a source of hydrogen sulfide, which periodically erupted. According to legend, the stone swallowed an evil demon that looked like a beautiful woman who tried to kill Emperor Toba, who ruled Japan from 1107 to 1123. Since 1957, the stone has been a popular tourist attraction. According to reports from local sources, the stone did indeed begin to crack a couple of years ago, probably due to weathering. Now the local authorities are deciding what to do next with the mythical stone and whether it is possible to return it to its original form.
Origins of the Japanese. So the Japanese lived on 5 main islands: Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, Kyushu, and Ryukyu Islands. The Japanese arrived in Japan from 1000 BC to 300 AD. They were known as the Yayoi people from modern-day Korea. They brought the Japanese language, traditions, rice farming, and metal tools. They conquered the Jomon people who lived in Japan before them. Talking about more Japanese history. Around 538 AD to 1185 AD, the emperor unified all of Japan for the first time. During the Kamakura and Muromachi periods, spanning from 1185 to 1573, the emperor was no longer in power and was replaced by the shogunate. The Sengoku Period, from 1573 to 1603, was when Japan fell into a 100-year civil war where different clans were fighting over control of different parts of Japan. The Edo Period, from 1603 to 1868, Japan was unified by the Tokugawa clan and put Japan into isolation for 250 years. It was illegal to leave or enter the country. The Japanese Empire, from 1868 to 1945, the emperor overthrew the shogunate and started the Japanese Empire, which lasted until 1945 when the Japanese joined the Allies in World War II. Shinto belief is one of the main religions in Japan, and Shinto believes that all objects and aspects of life have a spirit. These spirits are also known as kami in Japanese. Anything that you can think of as a spirit, they live in harmony with you. If one wants a kami's blessing, one must go to that kami's shrine and pray to the kami. Torii gates are entrances to Shinto shrines. Whenever one sees a torii gate, one must bow before entering to show respect to the kami. So, I'm going to talk about some major deities. Izanagi is a creator deity alongside his sister or wife Izanami. His name means male who invites. He is of the 7th and last generation of primordial deities. He, alongside his wife or sister Izanami, created the Japanese archipelago. He descended into Yomi to rescue his fallen wife or sister Izanami after her death. While running from Izanami in Yomi, he threw his hair-binding vine and hair comb, which turned into grapes and bamboo shoots, which distracted the pursuers. He is the progenitor of many deities, including the 3 precious children, Amaterasu, Tsukuyomi, and Susanoo. Izanami is Izanagi's sister or wife, depending on which story. She died giving birth to the fire god Agutsuchi. Her name means female who invites. She is a deity of both creation and death. She chased Izanagi out of Yomi after he saw her rotten corpse. She cursed to kill 1,000 people every day after Izanagi escaped her. Amaterasu. She is the sun deity. She is the single most important deity in Japanese mythology. Her full name is Amaterasu Omikami. She was created after Izanagi washed his left eye when cleansing himself after escaping Rome. She is the oldest of the three precious children. She is the ancestor to the Japanese imperial family. Amaterasu's shrine, the Grand Shrine of Ise, is one of the holiest sites in Shinto belief, as well as being a popular tourist spot. Susanoo paid a visit to Amaterasu after being exiled to say goodbye, but she was suspicious of him and held a trial. The trial was that they would spit out objects each other gave. In doing so, 5 gods and 3 goddesses were created. She gave the 3 goddesses to Susanoo and adopted the 5 gods. After declaring victory, Susanoo decided to wreak havoc on Amaterasu's land. She decided to tolerate his behavior at first, but after one of her weaving maidens was killed, she decided to shut herself into the Ame no Iwayoto, plunging heaven and earth into darkness. Tsukuyomi. He is the moon deity. His full name is Tsukuyomi no Mikoto. He was created after Izanagi washed his right eye after escaping from Rome. He is the second oldest of the 3 precious children. He often played pranks on his sister Amaterasu. While representing Amaterasu at a feast made by the food goddess Ukemochi, he killed her because he thought the food looked nice, but it tasted terrible. After this, Amaterasu was so angry at Tsukuyomi that she moved to another part of the sky. This is why day and night are never together. Susanoo. He is the sea and storm deity. His full name is Susanoo no Mikoto. He was created after Izanagi washed his nose after escaping from Rome. He is the youngest of the 3 precious children. Susanoo cried constantly to go to where his mother was, to the point where the land was suffering, resulting in Izanagi getting angry and exiling Susanoo from heaven. After his banishment, he went to Earth and killed the serpent Yamata no Orochi. He later found the Kusanagi no Tsurugi and offered it to Amaterasu as a gift. So I'm going to talk about some mythical creatures. Oni are yokai, demons, or orcs that are known for having an evil and fierce nature. Their appearance consists of a large figure with horns growing out of its head. They're mostly red, blue, black, yellow, or white colored. They wear loincloths and carry large clubs. Shuten Doji is known as the most popular and strongest Oni in Japan. Kappas are a humanoid yokai that is known to lure people into bodies of water and drown them. Their appearance consists of a tortoiseshell, beak, and bowl-shaped object on their head. Kappas are obsessed with politeness. If you encounter one and bow deeply, it will bow as well, spilling the water in its bowl on its head in the process. It is unable to move again unless its bowl is refilled with water from the river. It resides. If you are kind enough to refill the bowl, the kappa will serve you for eternity. Kitsune are powerful foxes that possess paranormal abilities that grow stronger the older they become. All kitsunes can shapeshift with a human form. They use this ability to trick people. The more tails a kitsune has, the older and wiser it is. They can have a maximum of 9 tails. Kitsune can possess humans. This is called kitsunetsuki. They mainly possess young women. Tanuki are real animals, but their existence has sparked legends and folklore to remain about them. In myths, tanuki are yokai that look like raccoon dogs and are known to be tricksters, using their shape-shifting abilities to steal money. I'm going to be talking about some urban legends. Hanukkah-san. There is an urban legend of the toilet-bound Hanukkah-san, in which, as the name suggests, is the spirit of a little girl who haunts school toilets. There are many stories that suggest different things about her origins, such as she was killed during World War II while playing hide and seek. She was murdered by either her parents or a stranger, or she committed suicide. All of which ends in her death having something to do with the toilet. Whenever she is summoned, she pulls you into the toilet and presumably to hell. Uchisake Onna. Uchisake Onna is an urban legend of a slit-mouthed woman with a mask who asks if she is pretty. If you say no, she kills you on the spot. If you say yes, she pulls her mask down, revealing her slit mouth and asks again. If you say no, she kills you, and if you say yes, she slits your mouth so you look like her, killing you in the process. There are stories of some that live by distracting her. For example, telling her she looks average or throwing money or candy at her. Her origins consist of her being mutilated in her life. In some iterations, she was depicted as a mistress of a samurai. Said samurai, having found out, punished her and slit her mouth open. In other stories, she was said to have been mutilated by a dental procedure or by a woman jealous of her beauty. Jin Menken. Jinmenkin are dogs with human faces. They can run at incredibly high speeds, being able to outrun cars on the highway. They have the ability to talk, but do not like interaction. They are often used immediately in ways that would shock the viewer. An example is, a dog is eating garbage only to turn around and reveal their human faces, telling you to leave them alone. Explanations for their origins vary and consist of ideas that they are genetic experiments or that they are ghosts of humans who were killed while walking their dogs. The Decay is an urban legend of a Japanese schoolgirl who was cut in half by a train. It is said that the sound of her body dragging on the sun makes a teke type of sound. If she encounters a person, she will chase them down and cut them in half, making them just like her. She moves around on either her arms or elbows. In other versions of the story, her name is Kashima Reiko, and when others learn of her story, she will appear to them within 1 month. She's said to haunt bathroom stalls. She asks you where her legs are, and if she does not find your answer acceptable, she will rip your legs off. You may survive the encounter by saying that her legs are on the Nation Expressway, the spot where she died. Hachishaku-sama. Hachishaku-sama is an urban legend of an 8-foot-tall woman. Her laughter sounds very masculine, and it makes a po type sound. If she sees you, she will take a liking to you and will kill you in the next couple days. She was sealed in a temple by monks, but one of the sealing stones broke and she was released. She is depicted to be wearing a white long dress and straw hat. Another telling she is seen as an old woman with a kimono, but she is always 8 feet tall and her laughter is the same. I have showed you some history of Japan and some of its origins, a video on the Seisho Seki. I have shown some major deities such as Izanagi, Izanami, Amaterasu, Tsukuyomi, and Susanoo. I have also shown mythical creatures such as Oni, Kappa, Kitsune, and Tanuki. I have shown urban legends such as the toilet-bound Hanukkah-san, Kuchisake Ona, Jinmenkin, Teke, and Hachishaku-san. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.